three close friends went to an island together to find a part-time job, by the way, to explore this area. It is said that on this island, legends about various demons have been passed down since the Taisho era, and even now, there are still places where people have seen them. At this time, Sakura, a girl in the group, suddenly noticed a man dressed as a monk doing strange things on the island in the distance. When they arrived at the hotel to work, the landlady told them that the innkeeper's leg was injured and he couldn't walk, so she hired someone to do the job. At night, when everyone was fast asleep, Sakura suddenly heard footsteps. She picked up her phone to see that it was only 2 a.m. Sakura thought to herself that it was still early in the morning. Who had waken up at this time? It was very peaceful here during the day. The three close friends had a great time on the island, but every time it was 2 a.m., Sakura was awakened by footsteps, so she decided to chase after those footsteps. But when she turned the corner, she lost its track. The next day, a former employee named Asaki told them that there was a secret room here. Before, when he went to deliver something at midnight, he accidentally saw the landlady delivering food to someone. The landlady opened a door and walked in. Then, strange noises came from inside. About 5 minutes later, the landlady came out. To clarify this, Asaki decided to hold a competition to see who was braver. The girl Nozomi in the group agreed immediately after hearing this, because she wanted to matchmake Sakura with the boy Satoshi in the group. So that night, Sakura and Satoshi went to that room. Satoshi took the initiative to go first to check. Not long after, he suddenly became very strange. Sakura realized something was wrong and shined a flashlight on Satoshi. She was terrified when she saw Satoshi's eyes emitting a strange light. Satoshi went down and said that he went in there but didn't see anything unusual. But Sakura said that he had not gone in yet but just sat in front of the door as if he was eating something. Satoshi touched the corner of his mouth and was startled. There were even a lot of fingernails digging into his feet. At this time, the landlady discovered the two and asked what they were doing. Fortunately, Asaki ran over and explained that they were just playing a game together. The next morning, the landlady naturally took the initiative to greet Sakura. Then, she gave a very strange smile. After that night's incident, Satoshi suddenly became able to see things that other people couldn't see. In the following days, Satoshi was always in a state of panic. He felt as if someone was following him and even jumped out of the motel out of fear. Sakura found Satoshi on the boat. Satoshi said that someone was holding his hand tightly as if wanting to take him somewhere. Seeing the boy she loved being tortured like that, Sakura couldn't bear it anymore. In the middle of the night, she sneaked out and slowly walked up the stairs. Sakura opened the door and smelled a very nauseating smell. It seemed like the landlady was secretly worshipping something. She went to where the noise came from. There was a scratching sound coming from behind the door covered with charms. Sakura asked if it was a human. Suddenly, a sound rang out. The sound seemed to be answering her. Sakura opened the door. The layout of the room was very strange. Charms were stuck all over the room. Lanterns were burning. In the middle of the rope was a scary doll. Not only that, one drawer in the cabinet contained a lot of human nails. The second drawer contained a pile of human teeth. Sakura was about to open the third drawer when she suddenly saw a scary shadow behind her. But when she chased after it, she couldn't see anything. Only when she hobbled down the stairs did Sakura realize that she might have become like Satoshi. Sakura told this story to Nozomi. Sakura said that she could now see things that others couldn't see, just like Satoshi. At this time, 4 children came over. But somehow, Sakura saw another child. It seemed that these scary spirits would follow those who saw them. Sakura and Satoshi ran away as if they were being chased. They hid in a convenience store. However, another spirit appeared and grabbed Sakura's hand. Satoshi rushed to help, but was misunderstood by the others as wanting to molest Sakura. The boy's spirit stood up and walked slowly towards them. Seeing this, Sakura immediately picked up the radish to save Satoshi. On this side, to clarify everything, Nozomi and Asaki went to that room. But before they could open the door, Asaki's hand was grabbed by someone. The two of them screamed in fear. On this side, in order to help Sakura escape, Satoshi took the initiative to lure the boy's soul away. But they were everywhere. Not long after, Satoshi was surrounded. Asaki's group found Sakura. The innkeeper was also with them. They suddenly heard Satoshi's miserable screams. When they arrived, he had lost consciousness and was lying still on the ground. The innkeeper told them that taking Satoshi to the hospital would be useless. The innkeeper knew a place that could help him. After saying that, the innkeeper told Asaki to go check on the landlady, then drove the rest of the group away. On the way, the innkeeper told them that there was an ancient legend circulating on the island. If a child goes missing at sea, they must worship that child's umbilical cord, then stick amulets around the room. One day, the missing child will return. 4 years ago, the innkeeper's son also went missing, so the landlady set up a shrine in the room. But over time, the innkeeper felt that his wife was becoming more and more strange. They arrived in front of the shrine. Not long after, Asaki ran to tell the innkeeper that the landlady had disappeared. At this time, the abbot knew at a glance that Satoshi's soul had been taken away. The abbot looked at Sakura and suddenly realized that she was not doing well either. 4 years ago, the abbot's daughter also showed similar symptoms. After that, her soul was also taken away. The abbot told Sakura to follow him into the shrine. She had to stay there for one night to exorcise the evil spirit in her body. During the whole process, Sakura was not allowed to speak and had to close the door tightly, not allowing anyone to enter. At night, Sakura sat in front of the Buddha statue, feeling uneasy. She suddenly heard footsteps outside the door. Then, Sakura heard Nozomi's voice knocking on the door and telling Sakura that the ceremony was over. Satoshi had also returned to normal. Sakura heard that her lover had woken up. She couldn't help but answer. But when Sakura opened the door, it wasn't Nozomi, but a woman in a white dress with a very scary scream. The woman put her hand on Sakura's head and sucked her soul away. When everyone arrived, Sakura had lost consciousness. The abbot realized that the one who did this was not the souls of missing children, but a demon named Hachishaku. She wore a white dress and specialized in imitating other people's voices to lure victims. The missing children on the island all had their souls stolen by her. It turns out that the children chased after Sakura because they wanted to ask for her help, as well as to warn Sakura and Satoshi. Now, before the sun rises, they must retrieve Sakura and Satoshi's souls. Perhaps Hachishaku is leaving their souls on the second floor of the hotel. But to retrieve their souls, Asaki and Nozomi must enter Sakura and Satoshi's bodies and control them there. If they fail, not only will Sakura and Satoshi's bodies rot, but Asaki and Nozomi's souls will also not be able to return. Despite being very scared, Nozomi still decided to switch souls. Asaki refused. So the abbot decided to enter Satoshi's body himself. The abbot began chanting and performing the forbidden ritual. However, an incident occurred. Nozomi entered Asaki's body, Asaki entered Satoshi's body, and the abbot entered Sakura's body. The abbot controlled Sakura's body to change clothes. After that, the abbot made a hole in the door and told Asaki to look through. It turned out that Hachishaku was standing in front of the door waiting for them. Since Hachishaku could only take the souls of those who could see her, they could temporarily escape by closing their eyes. With Nozomi and Asaki's body leading them, Nozomi pulled the two people who had their eyes closed out. While walking, the two people kept opening their eyes to investigate, but they were extremely frightened when they saw Hachishaku. Fortunately, a moment later, the three of them got into the car safely. However, Nozomi did not know how to drive. Fortunately, she was a gamer before, with many years of experience in online racing, so the other two could only entrusted their life to Nozomi. Unexpectedly, Asaki and Satoshi's body opened her eyes, causing Hachishaku to chase after her. Seeing this, Nozomi became even more eager to win, so she shifted into gear and stepped on the gas, escaping Hachishaku's pursuit. Unexpectedly, Asaki's body had a herniated disc. After running for a while, the whole hip could not move. The car was forced to use emergency stop measure, which was to crash into an electric pole. Asaki's body's waist was in so much pain that she couldn't move, so the other two people had to continue walking. They thought that Hachishaku would stop chasing them, but she appeared right behind them. Fortunately, the abbot in Sakura's body quickly stuck a charm on Hachishaku's forehead, causing her great pain. But soon after, she recovered and rushed to attack the abbot. The abbot knew that he couldn't defeat Hachishaku, so the two of them had no choice but to run away. However, before they could run far, she appeared again to block their path. The two of them quickly ran to the shortcut and saw that Hachishaku was still chasing them. The abbot in Sakura's body immediately stopped, holding Wawer. The scepter was placed upon the rock crevice of the island. The abbot clasped his hands together, then performed a spell and chanted an incantation. As soon as Hachishaku attacked, the abbot's eyes in Sakura's body lit up. Both hands clasped together in a hand seal. Hachishaku's soul was immediately blown out of his body and disappeared. Finally, Hachishaku was also destroyed. The two quickly ran back to the inn. The abbot rushed up to the second floor and began to chant sutras and perform magic. As dawn broke, everything finally returned to normal. Sakura packed up and prepared to leave. Nozomi and Asaki sat on the sand, wondering why the innkeeper and landlady had disappeared, hoping them were still healthy. When Nozomi returned to the hotel, she saw her best friend Satoshi, who had never eaten raw fish before, now eating it deliciously. Nozomi suddenly felt uneasy. On this side, the abbot was reviewing his daughter's photos when someone knocked on the door. It turned out that the innkeeper and his wife had come to thank the abbot. It turned out that the souls in Sakura and Satoshi's bodies were not theirs, but those of the abbot's daughter and the innkeeper's son. They had planned this from the beginning. Even though Nozomi realized it, it was too late. That was the entire content of the movie. Thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos. Bye.